Hey guys, welcome back to Coin Knowledge. So today we're going to be taking a look at, about 15 different gaming altcoins that I have my eyes on, ones that we've talked about a lot of times on this channel. So if you don't want to miss updates and projects that we cover, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the videos if you find value out of content like this. So let's get into it. So obviously we talk about a lot about crypto gaming, specifically on this channel. It's a bullish narrative that, I think is going to have a lot of traction, pick up a lot of steam this bull run. We already saw it, at about quarter 4 at the end of 2023. We already saw that crypto gaming, left and right projects were 10, 15xing from their bottoms during the bear market. So, and now everything's obviously retraced a little bit, but as history kind of points out in the past that some of the narratives that are early to pop off leading up to a bull run in the accumulation phase is kind of early indicators that those are going to be the hot narratives. So, crypto gaming being one of the narratives I'm very bullish on. We're going to be taking a look at the overall kind of market within this sector, see where everything's at, and then we'll kind of break down again about 15 different projects. They're in no specific order as far as my favorites or not. I do have them kind of categorized as studios, platforms that offer more than one individual game, so you get exposure to more games, and then individual games, and then a couple bonus ones at the end there. So if we look here, we already know, Immutable X is kind of like the Bitcoin of crypto gaming. It's been on a tear. I mean, this thing ran all the way up from about 50 cents all the way over $2 and kind of hovering there. So obviously, you have your high caps, mid cap, low cap, and micro caps, as with any sector. Today we'll probably be looking, I think the highest cap we'll be looking at is about 150-ish million, all the way down to sub 5 million. So we got you covered. So stick around. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite project is that we'll be covering today. So as we look across the markets, obviously a lot of charts have been bleeding, but, as they usually say is that, buy when others are fearful, sell when others are greedy. This could be one of those, accumulation zones. If you feel you missed the boat at the end of 2023 and you were looking at some of your favorite projects that, kind of ran away from you without you getting an entry point, this could be some, potential buying zones. Again, not financial advice ever, just giving you my opinions on maybe what could be some projects that you could look into potentially to set yourself up for success in this next bull run, especially if crypto gaming really does have the narrative that most people think it is going to have. So project number 1 today is going to be Vulcan Forge. So obviously, we're pretty familiar at this point what Vulcan Forge really does. It is a gaming infrastructure studio. So, they have, their games underneath the Vulcan umbrella, and then they have their Metascapes, Metaverse as a service, where they can actually build out metaverses for other projects. They don't want to build it themselves. They can use Metascapes, Vulcan Forge's service, and they actually have a game that's live on the Oculus Quest, so a VR game. They're always updating their games, kind of increasing the quality, because that was kind of always the downside of Vulcan Forge's games, that their quality was not the best. But I mean, if we look at their alt chart, and they have their Elysium Layer 1 blockchain, which is obviously very bullish there. So if we look at where they came from at their alt chart, look at their market cap here. I mean, this thing ran almost to $1 billion in market cap, circulating market cap last bull run, and then it had a hack that kind of made it come down quite a bit and then kind of lingered until the inevitable bear market. But at that time, they did not have their Layer 1 blockchain, the Elysium chain. They did not have Metascapes. They did not have nearly the games they have live now. I think that at that time, they mainly had like Vulcan Verse or Metaverse project. So I don't even know if that was live at the time. I can't remember. But again, that was just with one project. Now they've came so much further, and they're one of the best teams that I like in the space that kept building. As far as builders in the bear, it's hard to beat Vulcan Forge in the gaming space. But, at about 150 million market cap, I mean, all bear market, we were yelling, at the top of our lungs here, about a sub 100 million. When this thing was about $2.50 to $3, that's when we were making videos all the time on this channel. We were buying up those accumulation zones. So we're sitting pretty here. I mean, this thing got up to about $9, over the 1 month or the 1 year, around that New Year's mark. It got up to around $9. So, I mean, we're sitting pretty good, but I think Vulcan Forge is going to have a pretty good run. Now, at this market cap, I don't know if it's going to have the X's potential as most of the other projects that we'll be covering today, but I always, get this in the comments of whenever we cover Vulcan Forge or projects similar in market cap. Hey, it's a high cap. It's not going to give me, X amount of X's. And it's not, that's not necessarily true. You don't need a project that's $1 million in market cap to have 100X. It's easier, sure, But if you find a high conviction project, like a Vulcan Forge, especially when we were getting in at about, I think, an 80 to $70 million market cap, 100x would put it at a 70 or a $7 billion market cap at that time. It's not crazy. It really isn't. I mean, they were kind of on the run up to cross over a billion last time, but then they had, I think, an internal hack, and then it kind of killed them off for a little bit. So, had that hack not happened, who knows? Maybe they would have gotten multiple billions. And that's last cycle. It was going to be, about a 2 to 5x in, increase of money flow that enters this market. And you can apply it to anything in this list that we'll cover today that it is from the last cycle. So, previous all-time highs, never go off price. There's always token dilution. But if you look at their market cap, it's not crazy, but just a mini rant and an example there. But that's project number 1 is Vulcan Forge, one that I'm really bullish on. And if you're curious on any individual project on this video, we've covered, I believe, pretty much all of these in depth on their own individual videos. So just find them on this channel. You'll find them. And if not, let me know and I can direct you. Second one will be Mira. So obviously, it wouldn't be a crypto gaming video without Mira. Mira is also very similar to, in ways, Vulcan Forge, but also it's more of, I look at it, and most people would agree, as a potential Gala Games killer. So Gala Games last bull run, I think, got over a $5 billion circulating market cap at its all-time high, which is pretty crazy, seeing as how at that time I think they only had like Townstar live. That's it. They have a lot more going for them now, but I'm not as bullish on Gala Games. That's my stance there. But Mira Games, again, one that we were yelling all the time, from a sub $10 million market cap, sub $5 million at some points. If you look back on this channel, we were making videos and I was telling you guys I was accumulating at these 5 million, sub 5 million market cap levels because I had high conviction in Mira. We made videos before they even launched. I'm looking at Mira for years now, and now we're sitting well above our entry. I mean, it's a good time to be in Mira. I mean, this project alone got over $100 million in market cap circulating. At the end of 2023, got about 133. Right now, they've came down quite a bit. Now look at the 1 month; they're down a little bit, but obviously from their all-time highs, they're down about 50% roughly. But even at a $77 million circulating market cap, I think Mira is going to crush it. I mean, I think. And I hate being this guy or throwing these kind of numbers around, but I get the questions, so I'll give it to you guys. I think Mira is probably going to 50x without problem. Now, it's in market cap. I mean, there's going to be token dilution, but even then, I don't think it's going to have much problem getting there. I mean, that'd put it at around a 3.5-ish billion circulating market cap. Yeah, I don't see any problem there. I mean, they have their own layer 2 blockchain. They have over 100 games building on their platform. They don't have their own games live yet, but I view that as kind of like a catalyst. They're not on a whole lot of exchanges, like KuCoin and Bybit are some of the bigger ones here, but so they don't have anything like a Binance or a Coinbase or anything like that. So I view those as more catalysts, and everyone talks about Mira. I mean, big major influencers talk about it as well. So I'm very bullish on Mira, and I think even at these levels, if you have your bag, cool, move on. If you're happy with where your position is, but if you feel like you missed it, or if you're not exposed to Mira and you've been looking for a potential opportunity, this is something to maybe consider during these down times. Maybe is it something like a Mira, for example. So that's project number 2. This is going to be a longer video, so sorry about that. But project number 3 is games for a living. Now, this is one that some people, a lot of people like games for a living, some people don't. I'm a big fan of one. Everyone always talks about games for a living. The team, Trip Hawkins, the CEO and the founder of EA Electronic Arts, and they have some other good team members too. Now, I'm bullish on games for a living. I think that the token dilution, they have monthly unlocks that don't seem to heavily affect the price currently. I mean, their chart has been nothing but really steady up, higher highs, higher lows, really throughout the last year. So it's definitely one that I got in on personally a little later. I got in about 25 to $30 million circulating market caps, like right in here. I was buying right here. Just full disclosure there. But they have their Elemental Raiders game out right now that won an award at the Gamer Awards at the end of 2023. So it's a good polished game, and they have their roadmap that we've put a video out on this channel stating that they have more games to come out this year. They want to eventually launch Elemental Raiders on console at the end of 2024. So I am very bullish on games for a living. Obviously, the team is probably, if not the best, or at least top 3 best in crypto gaming at this current time. So I'm really bullish on Games for a Living. And again, another one, if you're looking at evaluations right now, it hasn't really dipped a whole lot, but it never really dips a whole lot. It's kind of just been sideways a little bit. So I'm definitely bullish on Games for a Living. Again, another one, as most of these projects will probably be. Honestly, if they're ones that you're like, hey, I didn't get my position, or I'm looking for a retracement, Games for a Living might be one of those projects where, again, if it's on your radar, cool. If not, we have so many other ones to go in this video. So, but that's project number 3 is Games for a Living, another kind of studio multi-game platform that I'm looking at right now. The biggest difference between Games for a Living versus Vulcan Forge, Gala, Mira, for an example, is one thing, a major thing that some people bring up that makes Games for a Living maybe not as upper tier compared to those is they don't have a blockchain. They're not building their own in-house blockchain. They're not, having so many games on their platform. They only have the one, I believe, Elemental Raiders now. I think their Diamond Dash game is going to come out second, and then they have a soccer game as well. And then they will be announcing another game this year also. But they're good quality games. I don't care if you have 100 terrible games, like 2D terrible games. If they're good quality games, I mean, I personally would maybe take that over, the terrible games, but that's just my opinion. At the end of the day, in crypto gaming, the game quality, I always say, comes second. The earning potential always comes first. It's unfortunate, for the developers to put in the time and the effort, but that's just how it is in crypto gaming. They're here to make money. Games come second, but as we saw with Axie Infinity and Pegaxi and Krabata last cycle, they were just, clickers, but they're idle clicker games. But either way, I digress. But that's Games for a Living. Project number 4. Playable Games, again, another multi-gaming studio hub project. This one is actually being built on Avalanche, and I believe that Playable is going to have their own subnet, I believe, using the Bull token. That's what I'm pretty sure of. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I'm pretty sure. But they have their nodes in their ecosystem, like a Gala, like a Mira, like a Vulcan Forge even. And this project, I mean, we were talking about it, let's see if it'll show me the market cap. It will not. But at like a 10 or a sub $10 million market cap, and then I think at like a $6 or $7 million market cap, we were talking about it here, and then it ran up to, I believe, about a $50 million circulating market cap. So we're talking about a 60% retracement from its all-time highs, and the project's still solid. They have their Nexus game, their FPS Nexus game, live on Epic Games. You can actually play it. It's quality. It's actually kind of fun. If that's your kind of game, it's fun, and people playing it. Obviously, you have the nodes. They generate a lot of money through crowdfunding with the nodes. If you're a node or owner, then you're obviously going to be getting passively some Bull token every day. The Playable Games is definitely one I'm bullish on. They have their other games coming out, like Starvin' Martian, to name, I think, the next one, and then a couple more. So another platform where the games are going to be coming out. And obviously, like most of these projects, I don't mind if the games aren't all out right now. Most of them are not. They're probably saving. One, developing games takes time, but also, it makes sense for these teams to, maybe want to wait until after the halving. I bet after the halving or around the halving, you're going to start seeing projects like Playable market more, have a game come out. Games for a Living market more, have another game come out. It makes no sense to shoot your shot right now when we're so close to that point, the halving in the summer. I don't know, it just makes so much sense. But I hear that a lot too, is that they're not marketing. Why would they be? Of course, why would you blow it all now? We're so close to the halving, to the summer, to the so close to the bull market when the money's really flowing in. Of course they're not. They're waiting. But either way, that's just my opinion there. But Playable Games, another one, I think at around a $20 million circulating market cap. I mean, that's a value buy right there. That's getting pretty cheap for what they're building. It's getting very cheap. It's probably, in my opinion, currently right now, at the time of this recording, probably the top gaming studio or gaming hub building on Avalanche at this time is Playable Games. I can't find really another one. Let me know if you find one that kind of holds up to Playable Games on specifically Avalanche. Let me know, and we'll talk about it in the comments below, and I'll do more of an in-depth dive on. So next project is OCT Token. Octo Gaming is a mobile gaming hub built on Solana. This thing has ran hard. I mean, if we look at it, we were looking at it at about a $2 million market cap. We mentioned it on a few videos about it at a $2 million market cap. And this thing has ran crazy. I mean, at its all-time high around Christmas time in the U.S., it ran up to about 19 million, about 19 to 20 million dollars in circulating market cap. That's insane. It's like a 10x right there cleanly, and it's still a low cap. And I'll say this right now. I think Octo Gaming, where it stands today, about a 15 to 16 million dollar circulating market cap, I think this is a potential 50 to 100x. And again, I don't say that lightly, but you have to think of, this gaming on Solana isn't as major or as many projects as something like an Ethereum or an Avalanche or Binance. So, I mean, it's a smaller pool, and we see that, from the last cycle, the top Solana project was probably Star Atlas, which didn't have a project out. If you combine Star Atlas and the Polis token, it was at $1 billion in circulating market cap combined. I think Octo Gaming, the fact that they have live, it's a live app. You can download it on your phone right now and start playing these games. And if you're good enough and, get really good at some of their games, you can actually earn within that platform. They have like a leaderboard system where you can actually earn the OTK token, and they have a dual reward system that has their in-game gold currency, which is not a crypto. It's an in-game digital asset. We can actually trade for live, like real live items. Just it's pretty bullish there. KuCoin Labs actually partner with them. That's why they're listed on KuCoin. So it's good to know there because KuCoin's pretty strict, as most exchange listings are of the upper tier to get something listed on their exchange. So they pass KuCoin's standards there. And then it's also backed by Solana Foundations. They also invested into it. So very bullish there. It's a low market cap. Not a whole lot of dilation going there between the circulating and fully diluted. So Octo or OTK on Solana is definitely one that I'm bullish on. And I think Solana's going to have an insane run. As you see here, we'll go through this video. There's probably only, I don't know, maybe one or two, maybe three projects that are built on Solana that we'll be covering because it's that slim for quality gaming projects on Solana. It is that slim. There's not a whole lot. So if Solana has a good run, which I believe it will, as most people do, but nobody really knows until it happens. I think gaming underneath Solana is also going to do very well. So that's another reason why I'm bullish on OTK. But that's my opinion. Let me know in the comments below. Next one is Lit Labs, which is another gaming studio built on the BNB chain. They market themselves as like a Web 2.5 gaming hub or gaming studio. Currently, they have their one game, Cyber Titans, that is live right now. They're putting it through a mobile closed alpha or closed beta, so it will be coming to mobile. They're already getting involved with esports, having different teams, different players play their game at different events. They have another game that's coming out. I believe it's going to be an FPS that's coming out here, since Cyber Titans is more of like a robot auto battler game. It looks quality. They are owned by Square Enix. I think Square Enix, Elixir Games acquired Lit Labs, and Elixir is backed or owned by Square Enix. So it's kind of like a waterfall effect there. Got to keep track of who is the founders and the creators of like Final Fantasy. So pretty big, Web 2 gaming company, Square Enix, to be, trickling all the way back down to Lit Lab Games. Hopefully you followed me there. But either way, and again, another one that added around a 10 million market cap. This thing, to me, screams, 500 million to $1 billion in the bull run easily, especially if they have their other game come out in time. The one game that's live, people are playing it. They do play the game. It's been an accumulation for quite a while. I mean, this thing ran up. It's not going to show me, but it was like I think $1 million market cap or something like that, and it ran all the way up to about 16 million. So I think, again, Labs one that I'd be taking a look at. And again, these are just some projects. Obviously, there's so many more that we cover here on this channel, and just so many more in crypto gaming in general. A lot that are still yet to launch. That's something you have to remember with crypto gaming. And most things in crypto, most projects that went on to do 100x last cycle haven't even launched by this point yet. So we have other projects that are launching that we're not going to be talking about in this video. Stuff like like Bloodloop, Off the Grid, Ready Games, Aether Games, just to name a couple that are pretty hyped up. Heroes of Mavia is launching their Mavia token. I believe probably today, or by the time you see this video, it will have launched. But it's one that I'm playing on my game actively. Just to give you guys, that's a whole another video of projects I'm looking forward to. Which, let me know if you want to see that, and I'll make that happen. But Lit Labs is another project that I'm looking at heavily. Gamey, I want to touch on Gamey real fast just because, I get comments about what happens as we've covered them in the past. They did suffer a hack about, a week or two ago. They suffered a hack. It wasn't, to my knowledge, they broke it down, on their Twitter, obviously. So it they suffered I believe one of the team members' private keys was hacked, and then they transferred all their tokens from there to an offshore account, I want to say, and then the hacker sold it all. Then they locked the trading for a little bit, but that was on a Polygon network, since it is multi-chain. That's to my knowledge. Again, you can find it on Gamey's Twitter. They broke it down heavily. I believe things have been resolved by now, but I mean, where there's FUD and where there's fear and hacks like this, usually if it's a quality project, it'll bounce back and could create good buying opportunities. I mean, obviously we saw it kind of hovering around a $20 to $30 million market cap for quite a while now. And I like the project. It's quality. I really like the project, especially, I mean, their numbers are insane. Their user count and downloads have only been growing. So it's a quality project. They have a lot of games, they're owned and backed by Aminoka brands. And, it's still a good project. At the end of the day, it is. But it went all the way down to like a $5 million market cap, $3 million at one point, if I can get down there. And then it, kind of bounced back a little bit, went down, bounced back. I think long term, it's gonna be fine. That's my opinion. That's my stance on it. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I think Gamey's gonna be fine. It's gonna recover from this hack, no problem, in my opinion. So it's not something that I would let. If you're bullish on Gamey or hold Gamey, just hold on. Don't get scared out of your positions. It's gonna be fine. Just hang on. It's still a good project. It wasn't a smart contract hack. It's not like they're migrating or having to update the token of V2. It's totally fine. It was just, some stuff happens in crypto, but the team was upfront. They were transparent. They were open about it. They kept everyone up to date almost every day or every other day on their Twitter. So they did what a good team should do, in my opinion. So either way, that's my opinion on Gamey. I'm still very bullish on Gamey long term. They're just going through a thing right now, a hack. So it happens. Altura, now we get into kind of the, I have about 2 infrastructure plays for you guys here. Obviously, we're just looking at platforms that offer exposure to multiple games. Now we're getting into some infrastructure plays. So Altura, smart NFTs, they have developer SDKs. So if a Web2 developer wants to build a game in Web3 in crypto gaming, they don't want to go out and learn and make all the SDKs and the APIs and everything that helps run a game with smart NFT or NFT and Web3 technology. No, they're going to come to a platform like Altura, if like a Ubisoft, which I believe got involved with Altura, I want to say, if I'm remembering correctly. They made a lot of partnerships over the bear market. Altura made some of the best partnerships in gaming alone, I want to say. We covered a lot of them. But they're partnered with the Unity solution. And then, again, if a project wants to come in and integrate all the Web3 tools into their Web2 game, they can go to Altura. Altura can give them the tools. Then they can integrate into Web3. It's a quick gist of it. We made so many videos on Altura, so if you're interested, either look into them themselves, which I'd recommend, or watch some of my videos, and you'll kind of get a quick rundown on what it is. So, just my opinion there. But Altura, at these levels, 36 million circulating, pretty low, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to show me. I think it got to about 150 to 200 million circulating market cap last bull run, I want to say. But another one over the 1-year chart. This thing was down at like a $10 million market cap, and it was just bleeding out. And when Bitcoin got down to like 15, 17K, I was screaming, making videos. And if you don't believe me, go back on this channel. There's proof. There's videos of like tokens, gaming tokens I'm buying right now. Altura was always one of them because this thing was getting cheap. It was getting to under 5 million. It hovered under 10 million for quite a while. And we were accumulating. If you were watching me at that time, and I appreciate you if you were, that means everything. It seriously does. So thank you again. But now, and this thing also ran up to about a 55 million circulating market cap, and at a 36 million for what Altura is offering. And they just put out, I think, Katana Inu's marketplace recently, another game in the space, so they can make NFT marketplaces for these different games. So again, there's utility there, there's revenue there, and I think Altura, and it does have major influencers talking about them, which isn't everything, but it's a contributing factor sometimes. As most things in crypto is based off hype, and utility, unfortunately, comes second, kind of like game quality and earning potential. It's just one of those things in crypto, it's just how it is. But Altura, I'm very bullish on, so that is that. Next one is GamSwift. GamSwift, to me, is one of the most interesting projects in the space. It is the only gaming-specific modular blockchain, so that makes it very unique in that sense. And they have they're also a game launcher. They have games launching or building on their platform. They have a GS Pay with it within their platform. They have a GPU payment system as well. It's a lot to explain in one video. We've made videos on GamSwift in the past, but it's a lot to explain in one video. But GamSwift, I'm very bullish on, especially if you look at something like I believe, what is it? It's Celestia. This is also a modular blockchain, which is over $1 billion in market cap. They do different things, obviously, but again, it's the only modular blockchain in gaming. So I think if that picks up its own narrative, along with a gaming narrative, GamSwift's going to fly. And it's a quality project. It is. I mean, again, at a $31 million, we were on this thing when it was at like a $5 million market cap or $10 million. Yeah, like right down here at like a I think it was like a $7 to $8 million market cap. And it ran up to almost about a $50 million market cap. It's retraced a little bit, not a whole lot, but a little bit, about 20% retracement over the 1 month. So again, another one, if you've been looking for an entry, maybe one to consider. I mean, when gaming picks up, it picks up hard. And if you look at the tokenomics here, I believe about 40% of it is locked that won't come into circulation. If you actually look at the tokenomics, we've broken them down in the videos in the past. It's actually not that bad as it would seem. I know that 4% circulating can be a little scary, but if you actually look into it, they're actually not that bad. So again, always have to make note of that. But that's GamSwift. Now we get into the rest of the video. It's just going to be pretty much just individual games that are launched right now. Shrapnel being one of them. Shrapnel, they had their game test in December, and the game looks solid if you watch like gameplays or something. It looks pretty good. I wouldn't say it's anything overly AAA or Call of Duty like, but obviously it's crypto gaming. We kind of know what to expect as far as like a quality level at this point. Now, I think they're taking their time rolling the full game out, but again, I think they might be waiting for that Bitcoin halving. Now, the issue here is that they're going to start having some major token unlocks occur this April of 2024. So it's going to be rough. It's going to be tough if they can time the game launch around that. It's one that I have a position in Shrapnel currently. Full disclosure, I've let you guys know that on this channel in the past. But, you know, as we get closer to April, I'm probably going to offload my position. I'm thinking about, or at least take some profits because we're up a little bit, not much. I mean, we were at all-time highs. I took a little bit of profit, took my initial out. It's not going to show me here, but this thing launched at about a $30 million market cap. I think about a 20 to 30 million, and then it ran up to about a $90 million market cap circulating. So it was pretty good there, clean, like 3x for us. So, and anyone who got involved, and it kind of came down a little bit. But again, it's one that I definitely be looking at as we get closer to April with those bigger unlocks. And again, they need to get their game out, like fully out. I think that is what, I don't know what they're waiting on. I haven't looked into it that hard as far as if there's a hiccup or hold up there. But either way, I'm still bullish on Shrapnel long term. It has an FPS narrative behind it. I think it's probably the cleanest FPS first-person shooter that is on the blockchain that we've seen. So it definitely has that behind it, and it still is a good quality game at the end of the day. I'm just worried about the token unlocks affecting the price heavily when they start unlocking in April. But time will tell, and I'll let you guys know as we get closer to that. I'll try to keep you guys updated, but that's Shrapnel. Senate, we're going to start going through these, but Senate is part of the Citus ecosystem, Citus Heroes. Senate is the governance token between Citus and Senate. Senate is what I would look at personally over Citus, is that because it's at a way smaller market cap than Citus, and it's the governance token within the ecosystem. Now, one thing that, if I recall, when they launched their Citus pad recently at the end of last year, I want to say, I believe Citus is actually the token you'll need for allocations within their launchpad, and Senate is actually going to be used to be voting on what projects go through the launchpad or not. But again, Senate is one that I'm definitely looking at. I mean, this thing ran up. Let me go. I know that chart doesn't look great, but let me look at the 1 year. Yeah, it ran up to about a $30 million market cap, and it ran all the way back down to a 13 million here recently. So it's getting bought up a little bit and kind of going back up. But again, we were talking about Citus Heroes. I believe we talked about it a couple times in the bear market. And we were talking about it about a $5 million market cap. So, I mean, we're up pretty big on this one, and I'm still bullish on it very long term, or just long term, very bullish long term is what I meant. But again, that's Senate. Domi Online. Domi Online is, a solid project on, Avalanche. It's one that when we saw crypto gaming take off in 2023, at the end of it, Domi Online soared. I don't know why it doesn't show the circulating market cap correctly on CoinMarketCap, but this thing went skyrocketing. I don't know what the market cap was here at this time, but it went all the way up to, I want to say, a $30 million market cap, around there. Obviously, it had a big major influencer talking about this project, but it's also a good quality project. I mean, it's kind of like the RuneScape of the blockchain. I mean, they have ex-RuneScape developers. That is real. It's not just like a buzzword that they use. It is actual ex-RuneScape developers on Domi's team that's helping build this project. And they've been building all bear market. I mean, they actually give you like legitimate, it feels like a Web 2 game, patch notes and updates of what's being tweaked, all the way down to like exactly what's happening within that game. It's intricate what Domi's going to be used for within the game's ecosystem. I have high conviction in Domi. Recently, this dip got bid up hard. It was at about a $7 million circulating market cap here recently, and then it shot up to about a $13 million, kind of where it's at right now. So that dip got ate up, but if you are looking for a position, that was a pretty good one, and I think right now isn't even that bad. I think Domi's going to have no problem getting to several hundred million in circulating market cap this bull run. Not a problem, in my opinion, but there's so many good games that are coming out. It's hard to say with individual games what's going to get adoption and what isn't, versus like a gaming studio like a Mira or like a Playable Games. But Domi Online, I do like them. We made a bunch of videos on them. So next one here, the next two will be fairly new token launches. This one is MixMob. They've recently launched, I believe, on February 1st. This thing launched at about 15 cents. It shot up to about 15, 17 cents here. Didn't launch, but it shot up there, and then it quickly went back down as, token unlocks happened upon the TGE event, and as angel investors, took profits, I believe, or just IDO members, I believe. But this project is solid. I mean, some people are calling it the Axie Infinity of Solana already. I hear that buzzing around the space, but it's a trading card, or it's a racing card strategy game built on Solana. The graphics actually look very cool. I like the artwork of the game. They already have listings on Bybit and KuCoin. The game looks solid. Has a lot of hype behind, with Solana, with obviously just on social media. MXM, MixMob, they had their NFT and the MixBot sell out completely some time ago. So this game is going to run hard, in my opinion, because, again, it has that Solana narrative that it's built on. It's at a circulating market cap of about roughly 10 to 12 million right now. Again, it's a new token launch, as with this and the next project we're covering. So let this thing kind of play out. Let it form a chart. Please don't FOMO into something like this. It's going to go down. It's going to go up. It's going to do what it is. Just let it form a chart right now. But the token unlocks actually are not that bad, in my opinion. They actually did it pretty well. We'll have a video coming out on them on this channel, so you guys can look at that. It's probably already launched by the time you've seen this. But either way, that is MixMob with their MXM native governance token, one that I'm very bullish on. But again, it's a new launch. Don't FOMO in. Let time tell. Let it form a chart. Let it find its bottom. It might be now, or it might be in a couple days. It might be a couple weeks. I don't know. Nobody knows. But don't FOMO into something like this. Just, be smart. Army of Fortune Gem is the next new token launch that launched, I believe, on January 30th. So they have their Army of Tactics kind of strategy game that's already live on the App Store and Google Play Store that you can actually play right now. And the team is from ex-Supercell. They're ex-Supercell team members, the people behind Clash of Clans. I believe they're also kind of building their own kind of Clash of Clans style game, like a little bit with their Army of Fortune metaverse. That's what they call the whole ecosystem. But their Army of Fortune, they have an Army of Fortune coin, I believe, which is kind of their in-game currency coin. That's not the one that I'd be looking at. The Army of Fortune Gem is their governance token for their whole ecosystem. That's what I'd be looking at between the two. But again, there's a whole thing going on with this project. That's a whole nother video in and of itself. But it launched. The team kind of did their key NFT key holders within the ecosystem wrong. You're supposed to get an airdrop. I think the team denied them that, and then people didn't like that. Their NFT floor price went down dramatically because of it, and then this project just took a nosedive. I mean, it went sub 3 million in circulating market cap. Now people have to realize that the people behind this team, they're from Clash of Clans, Supercell. They're not a Web3 native team. They're Web2 game creators. Now, that's not a bad thing. It's not bad because they make quality games, quality projects. I think Army of Fortune is still a quality project. That's without a doubt. It's just, again, the team has a little bit of a learning curve to Web3 to overcome, but, I think there's a lot of FUD going on right now within Army of Fortune, but where there's FUD, sometimes there's opportunity. I mean, this thing, again, it went to, I think I saw it go to like a 2.8 circulating market cap. It's pretty low, but it's still, at the end of the day, it's a new token launch, so let it play out, let it form a chart. If you miss it, it's still super low. What? It's going to get to a 8 million. Don't FOMO in right now. It could go back down. It could go up. Let it play out. They're trying to solve what issues had came up with the NFT key holders or the key NFT holders. So let them kind of formulate that, but look into it. I mean, it's a solid project. They have a solid game out. Again, Army of Tactics. They have their other game that's launching in the future. It's solid. It's built on Arbitrum, so that's interesting. I'm not the most bullish on Arbitrum Gaming. I think Arbitrum as an ecosystem will probably do okay, but Arbitrum Gaming, I'm not that bullish on, so it's kind of interesting that they launched there, but again, time will tell, but that's Army of Fortune. Last one, kind of like a quick bonus. We've talked about it a few times on this channel, is Grapecoin. Grapecoin is again, kind of a mobile gaming hub. They have about 6 mobile apps within their ecosystem that's coming. And this thing just keeps, falling in price. I mean, they have a lot of airdrop users that are selling their airdrop tokens over time. So, I mean, this thing, I've been saying it. That's why I haven't made a whole bunch of videos on it. Is that I've said it a few times, is, just let this thing play out. Again, like with the other new launches, it was a new launch, let it play out. Can you imagine if you'd FOMO'd in right here or even right here, thinking that this was the bottom, and then it just would continue to dive. So again, there's a lot of sell pressure on Grapecoin right now, so just let it find its bottom and let it find its true bottom and find a support level that bounce back up. Or if we see more of a bullish market sentiment, this thing could be one that could be quick to run, but in a full bull market. But it's a quality project. It really is, in my opinion. Again, not financial advice, but there's just a lot of sell pressure right now. So I'm letting this thing. I don't own any Grape. Full disclosure, I'm letting it find its true bottom, and if that is 5 million or if that's 1 million, who knows? But again, I'm not aping into it or FOMOing into it because it's still a new launch. We're in kind of a downtrend, and there's a lot of sell pressure. It's not a lot of good combinations to have on a project like this. So let it find its bottom, but that's just, again, a quick bonus for you guys. But as a quick recap, what we're looking at here, we'll go backwards. So some new token launches, Army of Fortune, MixMob, individual games, Domi, Senate, Citus Heroes. They actually have their couple games live right now. Shrapnel, and then some infrastructure plays, GamSwift, Alura, and then some gaming hubs, studios, platforms with multiple games getting fledged out. We have Gamey, Lit Labs, Octo Gaming, Playable Games for a Living, Mira, Vulcan Forge, and then we go back to just the overall crypto gaming market. But I know it's kind of a longer video, but I want to give you guys my opinion. If you have nothing to look at in crypto gaming and you're new and you're like, what should I take a look at? Here are some projects that I have high conviction on that we talk about a lot on this channel, and that ones that I'm looking at, just to give you again, kind of like a baseline of, hey, this is kind of, you start to formulate of what's kind of going on between the different baskets of, do I want to look at something that gives me exposure to a lot of games, like a Mira, like a Vulcan Forge, or do I want to look at infrastructure, like, Alura, GamSwift, or individual games like Shrapnel, Domi, MixMob, and onward. So let me know in the comments below if you guys got value out of this video, if any of these projects are some of your favorites, or if you don't like them. Let's talk about all of them. Which of these projects do you guys like? Where do you guys see these projects going in the bull run? And if you guys can like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, see you guys.